Shalom everybody, hope you're doing well, hope your week was great, getting ready for another Shabbos in the world, Parshat Tzav. And we continue to learn about the inner aspect of the Mishkan. For many weeks we talked about the building of the Mishkan itself, the structure, the materials, the outer aspect, right? What went into the Mishkan becoming a reality. And now we're continuing to learn about what happens inside, what is the inner aspect of the Mishkan, the korbanot, right, the sacrifices, the different kinds of sacrifices. And just like with the building of the Mishkan itself, the outer aspect, with the inner aspect, the daily and weekly and monthly and annual rituals that take place there, there's a very specific order, there's a specific way that things need to be done and are done. And just like we spoke about with the outer aspect of the Mishkan, that specific materials are used in specific ways, so too with the sacrifices and the other things that take place there. Right? Everything has its time, everything has its place, everything has its type, its way of doing things, its manner of being offered and brought into being, brought into reality. So this is one very powerful thing that the outer and the inner aspect of the Mishkan share. And we've been talking so much about this idea of bringing together these physical items and making something very holy out of them. And in addition to being another wonderful Shabbat in the world, we know that Motzei Shabbat, right after Shabbat, starts the incredible holiday of Purim. And while there's a million things to say about Purim, we'll just share maybe one thought connected to the Mishkan specifically. Like this. The Mishkan, sorry, I've been thinking about this a lot, and it's been going through my mind for many, many weeks now. Just this incredible aspect, this awesome aspect of the Mishkan, that you can take physical items that on their own are like they're physical items. They're great, they do good things in the world, you can do good things with them, but they don't make anything, spiritual or supernatural happen on their own, whether it's wood or gold or fabrics or all kinds of other things. But when you put them together in a specific way, in a specific measure, in a specific location, something unbelievable happens. These physical items come together, create one structure, and become a conduit for something way beyond the physicality. Through the physicality, as we've said so many times before, we can reach, we can experience, we can create the spiritual. Right? So, I was thinking it's somewhat like lahavdil, it's like a satellite dish. Right, here's a satellite dish, plastics, metals, all kinds of other things, right? In and of themselves, they're just like things, in the world, like nothing major will happen with them in and of themselves. But when you put them together in a specific way, in a specific manner, measure, size, placement, and all those different things, incredible things can happen. Just like the satellite could receive and transmit, so too the Mishkan, right? With all the physical materials that went into it, when they were put into their proper place in their proper way, they were able to receive and transmit. It's this very powerful thing. So what's the connection between Mishkan and the Mishkan and Purim? Like this. On Purim, what's happening? There's so much happening on Purim, right? Just to share one quick thought, we learn in the Gemara that in the future, all the holidays will become muvutal, right? They'll become nullified. They won't happen anymore, except for Purim. There's also an idea, also Yom Kippur, because there's a very deep connection between Purim and Yom HaKippurim, as it's named in the Torah itself, right? And there's this aspect of Purim that's just forever, that's beyond, that's for this time and for all times, right? Why is it? Maybe this idea that connects it to the Mishkan, what's happening on Purim, and why is it connected to or compared to Yom Kippur? First of all, the name Yom Kippurim, as many people know, Yom HaKippurim, the day that is like Purim. It's a little hint in the Torah of this one day, this rabbinic holiday that would one day come into existence called Purim. But if a day is like something, then that other thing that it's like is usually much greater. Right? So many of the sages and the teachers of Am Yisrael teach that Purim is even higher than Yom Kippur. Right? In fact, it's the highest day in the Jewish calendar. Right? The heights, the insights, the depths that we can reach on this day are almost not even accessible, available to us, and other days, specifically other holidays throughout the year. So what again is it about Purim? Again, maybe this idea that with Yom Kippur, what do? We eat a big meal right before we fast. Why? We eat a big meal so we have the strength to fast, so we have the strength to go a whole day without so much physicality in our lives. With Purim, it's the exact opposite. With Purim, we fast. Right? This year, the fast was a couple of days earlier, just because we don't fast on Shabbat. Right? There's my son Shaya. Hi, Shaya.
Barcelona.
Exactly. Right. On Purim, what are we doing? We are. I'm just talking to some people out there. I'm just sharing with them a thought, an idea, a teaching. I've got to love the kids of our generation. Baruch Hashem, they should be blessed and well. Right. So what are we getting to? We're saying that Purim, unlike Yom Kippur, we're fasting usually the day before. Again, this year is different, but usually we fast right before Purim. So we have the spiritual strength, the spiritual ability to engage in the physical, because Purim maybe is the most physical holiday that we have. What do? We eat, we drink, we get drunk, we try to get to a place ad delo yada that we don't even know, like certain hevdilim differences anymore, separations. It's a day of engrossing, of going so deep into the physical, but that could be very dangerous. So we do a fast before. On some level, we can say we fast before to strengthen our spiritual abilities, to use the physical in the right way. And that, I believe, is a deep connection with the Mishkan. Just like with the Mishkan, the physical items, the physical objects came together in a certain way, in a certain measure, in order to create a spiritual experience. So too with Purim, that we have this unbelievable opportunity to eat in a specific way. Yes, to eat, engage, engross, be in the physical world on this day, but eat in a certain way, with holiness, with measure. Right? Drink with holiness, with measure. Not too little, not too much. Just the right amount. Everything has its right amount, its right place, its right way. And on Purim, we have this incredible opportunity to take the physical, to take things from the physical world, just like they did with the Mishkan, put them together, use them in such a way that we could be elevated to such incredible spiritual heights. Right? Once again, the physical being a conduit, an access point for the spiritual. So we should be blessed this Purim, mamish, to use all the physical food and all the physical drink that we're going to bring into our beings, use them in such a way that it's the right way, it's the perfect way, it's the best way, that they open up the doors for incredible insights, incredible blessing, incredible revelation and elevation, right? As if we're mamish standing in the Mishkan, in the Beit HaMikdash, in the temple in Yerushalayim, right? Standing as a conduit ourselves. We are the conduit between the physical world and the spiritual realm. We should be blessed to achieve and reach that. Shabbat Shalom from the land of Israel. Much love and blessing. All the best. Shabbat Shalom.